Hey there, this is Clay with RelationshipInnerGame.com, and in this video I'm going to let you know 5 signs that you might be settling for somebody that's maybe not quite what you deserve, okay? So, obviously none of us want to be in a relationship with someone that doesn't really excite us or doesn't really get us kind of get the blood pumping, if you know what I mean. But oftentimes we have these limiting beliefs that keep us stuck, settling for relationships that really aren't in our best interest, right? Maybe we have low self-esteem, maybe we have a poor relationship history in the past that causes us doubting ourselves or whatever, right? So let's just kind of talk through 5 signs that, you might be settling for less than you deserve. Now, the first sign is that you see the other person as a fixer-upper, right? So maybe you think they're pretty good, but there's like maybe one thing that you wish that they would do, or one thing that you wish that they would stop doing, or something like that, right? Like, he'd be a really great boyfriend if only he had a little bit more ambition and would get his career going. Or she'd be a really great girlfriend if only she would just like lose those last 20 pounds or something. Or they'd be a really great partner. This relationship would be really great if only something was going on or something wasn't going on, right? And if you find yourself like thinking about stuff like that, and these are like really big things that are important to you, right? So you have to make your own list of priorities and really think about these things. Then that could definitely be a sign that you're settling. Now, I'm not talking about like, completely insignificant things like, if only he was like 1 inch taller or something like that, unless that like 1 inch is vitally important. You get your head out of the gutter. I know what you're thinking, but 1 inch taller this way. It's the motion of the ocean, right? If it's something that's just insignificant to you, that's not like a really big, major thing that's important for you in a relationship, then don't worry about that. But if it's something major that's really important to you in your relationship or in a partner, and you find that like, they're really good, but except for the like one thing, then that's a sign that you're settling, okay? And that's a sign that you'll be unhappy with them in the long run, and that chances are it's going to build up into some sort of resentment. Now, do people change? Yes. Can people change? Yes. Should you expect people to change for you? Absolutely not. Okay, how you find the person is how they are very, very, very likely to stay for a very long time. Okay, so if he's unemployed and unambitious, then he's probably going to stay that way. If she's 20 pounds overweight, then she's most likely going to stay that way. Might that change? Sure. Will it change? Maybe. Should you count on it changing simply because you're there and encouraging them? No. No, you should not believe that you could ever change somebody. You should not expect that you can change somebody. How you find them is how they are likely to stay. Either you accept them 100% as they are, or you let them go so that you can have the space in your life for someone else who you can accept 100% for who they are, okay? So that's the first sign, is that you're settling, or that you're seeing the other person as a fixer-upper, right? Now, the second sign that you might be settling is if you find yourself suddenly and constantly justifying this other person to your friends or family members or something like that. Like, oh yeah, well, he was just in a bad mood that one day. That's why he, punched a hole in the wall. Or, she just got kind of drunk. That's why she made a big scene back there at the family barbecue. Or if you, sure, maybe somebody has a little bit to drink once or twice or something, or maybe somebody just has a really bad day once or twice. But if it's like a common theme of you just like really justifying the person's behavior over and over and over and over and over and over again, then that could really be a sign that you're settling for someone that really isn't going to make you happy in the long run, okay? So definitely be on the lookout for that and be careful for that, okay? The third sign that you're settling is that you find yourself comparing this other person to, other people. Like if you're looking around and like, he's definitely a lot hotter than that guy right there. Yeah, she's definitely much better looking than that person right there. I think I got the right one there. Yeah, I think I got the right girlfriend here, boyfriend here, whatever, right? So that's definitely a sign there, but it also goes on the opposite side of things too, where you're like, man, I wish that he took care of himself and had 6-pack abs like that guy right there. Or yeah, I really wish that she had sort of that like vivacious feminine energy like that woman there. So if you ever find yourself like comparing your partner to somebody else, then that's a bad sign. This also goes in the form of like comparing them to the worst possible thing. Like, sure, yeah, he doesn't, have a job and he doesn't seem to have any ambition and all of that, but, at least he's not abusive, right? Or, yeah, sure, maybe she argues with me all the time and, puts me down and is emotionally abusive to me, but, at least she's not cheating on me. Right? If you find that you make that kind of comparison a lot, like comparing them with like the worst possible thing out there, then that's also a sign that you're settling. So you want to be careful about that. That's definitely something to be on the lookout for, okay? The fourth sign that you might be settling is if you are more interested in some sort of hidden agenda that you have in your own mind, right? Like you're like, oh, look at that, I'm 29, I gotta get married before I'm 30, otherwise I'm a big old loser. Look, you happen to be right here. Hey, how would you like to go out on a date? Maybe we could get together. Hey, by the way, have you ever thought about getting married? Maybe we should get married. Let's get married, right? If you find yourself more attached to these sorts of hidden agendas, and not so much the actual person themselves, then that could definitely be a sign that you're settling, because you're more fixated on the ends justifying the means, which is to say gaining the hidden agenda, whatever that is, getting married, being in a relationship, finally having some attractive person want to date you, thus proving all those terrible people in high school wrong who didn't want to date you. It could be anything like that, right? As long as you're kind of caught up trying to satisfy some sort of hidden agenda, you're probably going to end up settling, because there's a part of you that's going to try to look past that other person's character and try to make it fit and force itself into, basically complying and conforming to whatever your hidden agenda might be, right? Like, oh yeah, it'd be really great. Let's go ahead and get married. I don't care if you seem hesitant or non-committal or whatever. We should get married right now. And that's not going to be really good in the long run. So you definitely want to be careful of that, okay? And the fifth and final sign that you might be settling for less than you deserve is that you're afraid that if you walk away from the relationship or the person, that you would have just wasted your time, right? This whole idea of just wasting time is kind of a non-starter, really, because like if you stop the relationship now and it was a waste of time, then why would you want to continue it longer and add more time to it, right? Like if you were with somebody and they just weren't lighting you up in some way or something like that, and you didn't want to leave them because it would have been a waste of time, why would you want to commit deeper to that person and spend more time with that person? Because you just waste even more time, right? So you don't want to continue to double down on that kind of thing, because it's really just a sign that you're settling, right? And what I'd rather have you do is cut your losses sooner rather than later. Like, sure, maybe you've wasted some time with some person or some relationship thus far. What you should do is not double down on that. What you should do is cut that off, create space in your life so that you can have the kind of person or relationship in your life that is going to be uplifting and help you feel great and wonderful and loved and appreciated and all of that stuff. Now, rather than wasting even more time. And plus you're allowing them to be free so they can find somebody who appreciates them for who they are and all that stuff. So don't think that, if you were to stop right now, you'd be wasting time or anything like that, because that's definitely not a good reason to continue a relationship. That's a terrible reason to continue a relationship, okay? And it's definitely a big, major sign that you are settling. So be on the lookout for that. So I hope that this video has been helpful for you. If you want to make sure that you don't settle for somebody that's going to make you unhappy, please go ahead and check out our website, relationshipinnergame.com. You can tell us a little bit more about your relationship or your dating life, and we'll go through a tiny little survey here that kind of tells me a little bit about you, and then I'll give you a customized relationship strategy plan that'll help you kind of get moving in the right direction based off of whatever your history's been, and we can go ahead and get started working together to help you get the kind of relationship and love life that you want there. In the meantime, if you like what we're doing, please give us a thumbs up or subscribe to the channel, or go ahead and leave a comment down below. Get the conversation started. Until next time, this has been Clay with Relationship Inner Game, and I'll talk to you next time in the next video.